Well, this summer, many of us will spend time on the shoreline, but it's important to learn about and appreciate the marine environment in Connecticut.
Absolutely. Tim Chaucer is the director of the Milford Marine Institute, and he joins us today here. Tim, tell us something about the Long Island Sound and Connecticut marine life that's a little unknown to many people.
Well, Long Island Sound is really a shallow sea, so the deepest depth is about 360 feet. The average depth is about 60 feet. But what makes it unique is the diversity of the life. It's really a tidal estuary, and estuaries are very rich in marine life. So as you can see on this board here, this is a diversity, showing the diversity of simply mollusk life. You know, mollusks is a Latin term for a soft-bodied animal. And we have quite a variety of soft-bodied animals in Long Island Sound. The Pandora shell, or Pandora mollusk is one, shows up on the board over here. And we have all kinds of whelks and even false angel wing and quahogs that the natives would use for their wampum beads and so forth. But also Long Island Sound has whales that, as we've heard of these beluga whales off Fairfield recently, right? And in the early 80s, a finback whale was found in New Haven Harbor. It was ill and unfortunately passed away, but had made its way into the Sound from, the ocean. Yeah.
And bigger mollusks, right?
Well, this is a mollusk we recently acquired. When we do our marine biology camp, we like to show off our collection. We have some of the largest mollusks in the New England.
Can you hear the ocean in that?
Well, you can if you put it to your ear. I think you can hear it.
Sure.
Yeah, the sound reverberating. This is called Cassis in the Cassis family. It's a helmet shell. And we actually have contacted Guinness. We think it's the largest in the world, possibly.
Wow.
Usually they're about 10.
And this washed up on a beach somewhere?
No, this is the Cassis is from the Caribbean. Now we were able to purchase it, this one in Florida. You would not find a Cassis in Long Island Sound. But what we do is we like to stimulate the interest in mollusks by showing them this large animal. This, of course, is the remnant of the animal. So the animal was soft-bodied, lived inside here, had a traveling foot, and so it would travel along the Sound in this direction here as it hunts. And this is really a carnivorous mollusk. So it's really hunting some of the herbivorous mollusks, the clams, the oysters, scallops, and so forth and so on.
Very interesting.
And so it's really a carnivore. And
so you got to watch out for that big guy.
Well, in certain parts
in the Caribbean.
In certain parts of the Caribbean, you would have to. Here's another Cassis. This is the black helmet. Again, its favorite food actually, in the case of Cassis, is urchins, sea urchins. We have purple sea urchins in Long Island Sound. If you go up to Maine, you'll see the green sea urchins, and that's the favorite food of this particular animal. So that's the kind of thing we do at the marine biology camp. Here's an example of a bivalve or two-shelled animal. These are gastropods.
Looks like a pair of lungs there.
Well, it does look like
wings.
it's aptly named angel wings because it does look like angel wings. And of course, in
We're
Long
pretty
Island,
much marine biologists now.
I don't know if you knew that, Tim.
we do have the false angel wing here as part of the diversity of the mollusks that you could find in Long Island Sound. But so we show some of the more extraordinary larger animals, and then we go to the beach and the kids can find all of these animals, and we mount them on the pegboard.
Let's talk about some of the native pieces that you brought. These, is this from Game of Thrones or what is this?
Well, we do an archaeology camp as well as a marine biology camp, and the kids always are fascinated with war clubs. These are not ancient war clubs. These are called root clubs, actually. So the tree was growing like this. It's from a birch tree. Was growing like this. So these are the roots that have been sharpened. And so the Penobscots of Maine figured out at the turn of the century, when people would go to the open, wide areas to vacation, that they could actually sell them a club made in the tradition of their ancestors. And so we have a lot of fun with the root clubs when we go out on the trails. But at the archaeology camp, we actually work at an actual Native American village. It's not too far from our Gulf Pond Museum. And in 2011, we were amazed to find a full-grooved axe. And here's the axe here. You can see it's been fractured. but the groove is entirely visible here. If you put your finger on here, you'll see how smooth. That's
Oh,
exactly,
yeah, wow.
It's exactly how it came out of the soil.
So
it's
how
about
old
2
is it, you
feet
think?
down. Well, I knew it was late Archaic, period. So I thought it was 1,000, maybe 3,000 years old, 1 to 3. I took it to Dr. Lavin at the Institute for American Indian Studies, and she said, Tim, they're now finding are 4,000 to 6,000 years old,
Wow, that's
which
incredible.
means that the natives have been here for quite a while.
Quite a while, yeah.
So we were amazed to find something this ancient in the soil, but there it was in 2011 at the dig site that we go to.
So, Tim, how do we sign up for this summer camp? It seems fascinating.
Well, you can go to milfordmarineinstitute.org, or you can check us out on our Facebook pages. Our camps are always run in conjunction with the Milford Recreation Department. So we've
Okay.
been doing that for 32 years. We also have a bird identification camp, which comes up later in July.
You'd be into that.
Oh yeah, I'll
Right.
be there. We'll
Yep.
check it out.
And some arts and crafts, it seems
Well,
like, right?
the kids, after we talk about the different birds, and we have an observatory where they identify birds, then the kids pick a favorite bird. And I always encourage them to pick a larger bird, the more colorful bird. And so they'll draw the bird out on a piece of pine, then we'll cut it out, and they sand and paint it.
Paint
So,
it. Very cool.
now do you know the bird?
I,
This is a tough
I
one.
personally don't.
It's a
This-
woodpecker, isn't it?
It is a woodpecker.
Wow,
Excellent,
look at you.
Teresa.
High five. All right, good
It
job.
actually
Woody.
is a woodpecker. It's a yellow-bellied sapsucker, which
Very
is one
good.
that we don't see often, but if you see those dots on an apple tree, oftentimes,
that's
those are
what it
made
is.
by the
Those
yellow-bellied
sapsuckers.
sapsucker.
Fascinating stuff.
And then they
Jeez.
trap the insects on the sap that comes from the tree, and they return to eat those insects. So,
Good. Well, Tim,
so
thanks so much for being here and
Oh.
sharing all this information with us.
you're very welcome. It's been fun.
All right.